This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the president and CEO of Kincora Copper, Mr. Sam Spring. Sam, I am excited to have you on and excited to get our audience this story. How are you today?
Very well, Gerardo. Great to have the opportunity.
Well, let's get right into it. Your homepage on the website makes it very clear. The ambition is to become the leading pure play porphyry explorer in Australia's foremost porphyry belt. Now, clearly, copper is on fire right now. Everyone I speak with says the structural deficits are likely to lead to much higher prices. Clearly, jurisdiction is becoming critical in where projects are located and if they get developed. And you happen to be in a top-notch jurisdiction, you have a top-notch team, you have some phenomenal assets. I want to get to all of that, but before we get into all of that, I would love to ask you to share a little bit about your background with us.
Yeah, so I guess I've joined Kincora and been searching for copper porphyries for about a decade now. And over that course of the journey, we've accumulated a really strong technical team. I guess a couple of key figures, John Holiday, Peter Lehman, who are very hands-on driving our exploration strategy. They've been involved with tier one discoveries. John, Cadia, which is the largest porphyry in Australia. Peter Lehman, I guess Rico Dick in Pakistan is what he's best credited with. So we've accumulated a really strong team, a really attractive land package in New South Wales now, where we've drilled over 30,000 metres since we entered the belt in the last couple of years. But what we've done in the last 18 months is really pivot our funding model to a project to generator structure to really give this big portfolio of projects the meters that they deserve without blowing out our capital structure and giving our shareholders a really attractive risk return profile.
Tell me a bit about the assets and how you were able to put together such a robust portfolio of assets, because those are getting harder and harder to come by.
They are, and within this district, the Macquarie Arc in central west New South Wales, you've had over $16 billion worth of recent M&A for the producing mines. You've had a number of earn-in deals supporting over $385 million worth of partner-funded drilling from the majors with the juniors, looking for that next generation of big porphyries. And I guess the nice thing about this district is that they're gold-rich copper porphyries. Alkane has made a good 14 million ounce gold equivalent discovery at Boda Kaiser. Evolution's expanded the resource by over 10 million ounces at this flagship Cow project. So it's a very I guess, prospective region, and that's what's being reflected by the investment within the region. We were lucky, I guess, making our entry here in 2020, 2021, and a lot of that sort of competitive advantage for the ground that we've picked up and being able to source the deals and pegging that ground directly from the state has been driven by John Holiday, who's our technical director. He's really the foremost figure in this part of the world and still lives in the district, having originated, managed and led the discovery phases at Cadia. So I guess we're doing what juniors do well. We're being opportunistic, pegging ground, and we've been able to start, I guess, finding partners in the last 18 months to realise the meters that these projects need.
The last time I looked, you had deals in place for 8 of the 12 porphyry projects. And I love that you brought up the fact that these are gold-rich copper porphyries, right? You have the right commodity mix. You have gold at near record highs. You have copper headed that way. But you have deals on 8 out of your 12 projects. Is that accurate?
We do. Since we've sort of pivoted to the project to prospect to generator model, we've done 6 deals to date. That's unlocked over 110 million of potential partner funding. I think that the important point that you've raised there is that there's more assets that we've got that we're looking for partners for, and those assets are our more flagship advanced projects that are in existing brownfield settings. So Trundle, for example, we invested $10 million worth of shareholder capital from the listed company level in that project, and that's one that we're in advanced conversations with potential partners for. Fairholme sits adjacent to Cow, which is a 14 million ounce ore body, and we think in the same structural trend that controls that large system. So I guess we've found partners for those projects. To date, they're our earliest stage prospects, and drilling's ramping up. Late last year, we had 7,000 metres of drilling ramping up, over 3.5 million Aussie dollars worth of partner-funded exploration. So those activities and the management fees that we receive for two of those earning deals are increasing. We've done 2 deals with Anglo Gold Ashanti, and those activities are ramping up. And ultimately, we want to get to a business model where we've got 10 million a year of partner-funded exploration, that we're getting a 10% management fee that's providing enough cash flow that our corporate costs are paid for, and we've got an income stream. And effectively, for investors, you've got leverage to multiple prospects being funded by these majors, and an income stream, meaning that there's not dilution at the listed company level.
You mentioned 110 million of potential partner funding, right? And mind you, there's still projects where you're having negotiations and conversations to strike deals. Where's your market cap right now?
Yeah, it's a good question, Gerardo. It's one that a number of people say, Sam, your market cap's 10 million. What's going on here? And I guess we have been working through a former larger shareholder overhang on the ASX that has weighed on things. But really, we've got to get out there and tell the story. For 12, 18 months, we weren't drilling. And as an explorer, that's the key catalyst. And effectively, it's a new funding model. We've got to get out there and re-engage with the market, tell investors what we're doing, what we're looking to do. And I'd like to think that we're in a unique situation at the moment where you've got catalysts coming from drilling that's ongoing. You've got catalysts from management fees increasing and ramping up, and further deal flow. All those things are a pretty unique combination. And what could us, I guess, be worth? Well, I'd make a strong argument that we've got a very good direct peer valuation comp with Inflection Resources, literally adjacent to us at one of our projects where we're drilling, which has got the same partner, Anglo Gold Ashanti, with a very similar earn-in deal. They're probably 12 months further ahead in terms of money going into the ground. But for that portfolio and the deal that we've done with Anglo Gold Ashanti, it's a fantastic direct peer group example. And that's 3 times our market cap just on that asset portfolio, excluding these other assets and other deals that we're working on.
How's the treasury looking? I know the insider ownership is strong. I believe insiders own over 40% of the shares. Is that accurate?
It is, yeah. On the board, we've got representatives from our 2 largest shareholders, and board and management are over 10% ourselves. So it's a pretty tight register. We're dual listed ASX, TSXV. ASX is probably 80% of the share capital being issued in the form of CDIs. But interestingly, since we've announced the second earning deal with Anglo Gold Ashanti, we've probably seen greater volume at a higher price being traded on the TSXV. And I think really that is in part recognition of that value disconnect with Inflection and the prospective project to generate a model probably being better understood in the North American marketplace. And that's a real opportunity for us to get out there and explain that business model. Australians are very familiar with Greatland Gold's Havieron copper gold discovery in Western Australia, where that prospect to generate a model saw a 20x return. Newcrest was funding that exploration, took a 50 million market cap to a 1.5 billion market cap through that exploration phase where shareholders weren't buying diluted because Newcrest was funding that. So we've got to get out there, tell the story, explain that it's scalable, and I guess there's key catalysts to I think bridge that value gap with ongoing drilling news flow coming from this shareholder overhang coming to a conclusion, and the likely pop that we'll see when that's done. But really that special situations type event of dealing what we think are our more flagship and attractive de-risk projects.
You have a tiny, minuscule $10 million market cap. You have a solid share structure. You have partner-funded deals to the tune of over $100 million. What comes next, Sam?
Oh, it's just trying to execute more deals, more drilling, more management fees, and getting that story out there and better understood in the marketplace. So hence a great opportunity to start doing that with this interview and be able to get that story out to a wider network and really re-engage with the market, knowing that this business model has got enough teeth to it, enough critical mass that it would be scalable. And if we can get to a scenario where there's $10 million of partner-funded drilling a year and we've got the self-funding business model where corporate costs are covered, we should certainly be a significant multiple from where we are today in terms of valuation.
No, listen, I think there's a ton of upside. We have the copper and gold market that a lot of us have been waiting for quite some time. You're in the right address. You have peer comps that justifies, 3 to 5 times your current market cap, and you're on the hunt for more deals. So I'm looking forward to helping tell the story. Looking forward to having you back on. Anything else to add to that, Sam?
No, Gerardo, thank you for the opportunity. We've just got to keep executing on this strategy and getting the story better understood.
Excellent. Looking forward to having you back on. Thank you for your time.
Fantastic for the opportunity.
All right. Cheers now. Hey everybody, Gerardo Del Real here. If you're enjoying the content that you just saw, you can let us know in 3 simple steps. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please share across your network and on social media. Take care, everybody.